Hello, beautiful people. This is your favorite guy, Raymond Eche Agbalanyo, your number one Ghanaian young Pan-Africanist. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, and share. Guys, today I welcome you to Elmina Castle, also known as St. George's Castle. It is located in Elmina. It is one of the oldest European structure in sub-Sahara Africa, built by the Portuguese in 1482 during the early year of European exploitation and colonization.
More than 74 castles in line of slave trade. And then, out of it, we only have 3 castles. The rest are all 4 in West Africa. But the only thing, all the 3 castles in West Africa, for them to be seen or located, St. George's Castle, built by the Portuguese. The second one is that of the Cape Coast Castle, which was built by the British. And the last one is that of the Christian Castle. Out of the 3 castles I just mentioned, this one is the biggest, the largest, and the first. What we have to talk about slavery. So we're going to talk more about this one. The questions can make us go beyond it. At the earlier stage, they claimed to use the action. It was more. And because of the more got here, it's now compelled the Portuguese to name the place here to be Elmina. Elmina simply means the mine. But there was mispronunciation of it then. Now we're talking about Elmina. And that has been the Anumansa is a native dialect which simply means food and tossable water. But we now apply to the place to be the mispronounced word Elmina. So at the point of to trade and also to spread Christianity. In 1600, that was when they now shifted their attention to slavery. With the slavery, they started with 1,000 enslaved Africans right there for 3 months and more, whilst waiting for the ship to come. The question we ought to be asking, they made them to go through right there within that period of months that were there. And that's what we are here to go through. So we're going through that is to motivate and to guide us to make sure what happened in the past should not repeat itself again. But unfortunately, slavery is still going on in a different way. So it's about time we need to educate ourselves very well. But the point is that with the education aspect, there is a big question mark attached to it. And the question mark attached to it is that it is about time we need to tell the African history in the African perspective. And together we can make the world a better place. Do not forget, the Europeans doing what is being done went beyond to write our own history. So I should be them in our space. And as we talk now, I'm sure if I know more than I do, in US, precise African history. The question in line what they want to do is, why do they want to stop the system of African history? Now, what they're trying to do is in line with what Martin Garvey said long time ago. And he said that people without the knowledge of their past or their history is like a tree without making what Africa would want again. And then also, they didn't want beyond to bridge a gap between the Africans and that of the African Americans. And that was being done with them. They went beyond to make 2 comments. And the comment that they made has actually bridged the gap there. The point is that they made a statement that when they even came to Africa, it was the same Africans who were even supplying their own colonies at the point of slavery. They also went beyond to make another comment that when they came to Africa, the Africans themselves were doing the trade. Now, with these 2 questions, which I agree that it is about time to be broken down. Now, for me to even answer this question, I'm also going to answer the same question with a question. If you are making a claim that when you came to Africa, the Africans themselves were doing slave trade. And let's look at this fact. Before the Europeans came to Africa to explore, then it was not Africa. It happened to be an empire or ethnic group, which we're looking at the point of it. So being ethnic group, it was not so. Everybody has their language that they speak at that time. And through that, we're making a point that where did they take their captivity at that time? They're going from Ghana to Cote d'Ivoire or Ghana to Togo. That's going to be the case. Don't forget, then we're talking about 72 slaves. which was going on at that time. And with the servitude, it is a fact that when somebody is serving a person, that person has the right for education. Look at the history aspect of chieftaincy or friendship in Ghana. Most of them inherited the throne through this kind of servitude slave we're talking about. And then also, they're making a point that it was the same Africans who were even supplying their own colonies at the point of slavery. Let's look at another fact that I just said, language aspect of it. What language they speak to them to influence them to bring their own people at that time. They use their form of manipulation. And as we talk now, they're still doing it. They're not giving up aid to African leaders when it comes to the manipulation of the economy. And that was what they had to gauge their chiefs and other aspects of it when it comes to manipulating them to bring people at that time. So if you look at the issue of slavery, most people who were highly involved were the chiefs because of the manipulation that was being done. So through that, we need to tell the history in the African perspective to make sure that chain is being broken down, to bring the unity between the Africans and that of the African Americans. Then together, we can make Africa great once again. So through that, we're going to take a walk to go to the relatives area. If you do have any questions, please, you are free to bring them on.
So when people were in servitude, it was for a defined amount of time?
Exactly.
Okay. So it wasn't like forever?
No. Okay, we're going to use about 2-3 months or a year. And that's, so let me put it that way. It depends on the amount being owed. It's going to split the months for you to pay off the debt. So it could be 3 months, it could be years. When that time is due, you need to go. And then also, some of them do stay. You good?
What about the prisoners of war? They're not specifically in debt.
Right.
So how do they manage that?
So, in the other two rounds, if you are to look at the prisoners of war, I did mention that Africa, Ghana then happened to be an empire or ethnic group, right? So all tribes were using the form of expansion. So anybody who was being captured in line of war was now used as a way of building their soldiers or their army for expansion. So those people being captured were held captive for at least 2 months as a way of training them to become part of them and use them at the war front to fund expansion, not necessarily for slave trade. But when the Europeans came was when to manipulate, those captives were not held any damage here when it comes to selling them out. We good?
Yeah.
We good? All right. So as we walk back, if you do have any questions, please feel free to bring them up. Looking at the starting of it with 1,000 enslaved Africans, which out of it were 400 women and 600 men, which the number did increase that out. Without of the 400 women, all the rest of it will be going there very soon. But for now, let's see what we have right there. Let's come. So if we actually add them, we're dealing with more than 1 trillion people every hour. So then, all the doors you see right there, it was being given over for ventilation to be writing. So that was the small code that we have over there. But that's why it goes to a place where they kept their weapons, the soldiers, weapons to be guns, gunpowder, and other items. But with the gunpowder, it is stored of course. So if there should be leakage, meaning a sense of it will be coming from that side. And just as well, we do have the women's health. Not only that, we're looking at the other aspect of human nature. Race, body, the feeding aspect. The women is talking about the menstrual side when it comes to monthly phases. All this have felt like the one. Do not also that whatever the enslaved Africans were doing after, that was the same. Through that, we now look at the men, the women, and that of the children who were found naked right in the night. We have the flowers, not in most but that's not like me, as a way of remembering. That's what we have. Yes. So
That is just the same.
yes,
Wow.
it remains on down because of the very And these are the results of the 2008 but because it's no more used for a long time, we have this water. The same water we've seen right there was what they also used to be washing the women, which they had to abuse them sexually. For the soldiers, the merchant, and the governor himself. And as a result of it, up there was where he would stand when it comes to the pointing for the flexion of the woman. And one year to wash them before they now took them to the governor's bedroom. Let's see what we have. It actually goes up to the governor's bedroom. What we're seeing there isn't the main entrance to see the governor's bedroom. We're going to see the main entrance to see the place. But they meant that has to be a secret step for the women to have to act. If they're walking them up to the governor's bedroom, what happened? Some of the women were now found pregnant throughout the time that we have there. But those who got pregnant, they had a place where they kept those pregnant women who were. They all have different stages of pregnancy symptoms. We're talking about the early stage, the late aspect of it. Some of the women will not even show any symptoms of it at all. By the time you realize she has been birth already, with the aspect of those who were not found at the earlier stage, when we talk about the pregnancy symptoms, the probability of being sold out to medicine is so high. And with the point of them taking them from here to those pregnant women cannot work with plantation or to be sold. What they did was, at that time, some of them were going to the sea for them to swim. And then also, wherever that they got to, that was their stopping point. Those pregnant women were left there for them to move on. With the point of leaving them there, we need to ask ourselves questions. What food would they be eating? Don't forget, already the food they do give to them was just so. Through that, there was the point of starvation to death. With the starvation to death, it now led to the point of committing of slavery. So if you are to look at the slavery, those who died were more than the two survived. Now coming back to those who were found at the earlier stage, they having a free death after delivery, they do have some specific needs. Those children were now separated from their mothers. The mothers, we have two aspects of it. Some of them were used as domestic, but those who were not used were sent back to the dining to be sold out. So those children who were thought here to be educated, that's what we're now looking at starting of the indoctrination aspect of it. So this happens to be the mixed race children. Through that, they then had to introduce their culture in Ghana and Africa. Let's see what we have next. So with the point of them punishing them again, they had a chain on top of it. And the chain on top of it was what they used to shackle them. What we're seeing right there is very heavy. With its heaviness aspect, they cannot go anywhere until the punishment to be over. Not going anywhere to the punishment to be over, do not also forget about the condition aspect of nature. It could be raining, it could be shining. We also talking about day and night. They ought to be there until the punishment to be over. Not only that, we're also looking at language barrier they get punished over there. Now, with the capture of the enslaved Africa to be held right in time, they went beyond the borders of this country. It could be anywhere, all held in here at the same time. So this is the reason why. If we then look at the African Americans, African Americans, and the other way. They find them right there to be serving as a lesson for those who died. That anytime they were being selected, they need to respond to selection. Some students came to mimic or recognize what African is. So what they came to do, they used the item there, but their change was really to rescue young children. And this was their next act by the students. They are written around, they are born. Some of them had to even eat themselves as part of what they were going through. What we do every day, you know, by the point with this place think act, 3 days getting to 1, the scent of it was so deep. So that was about the idea about the condition that college went through with the same act without being put on my next. Now let's go with that. Now this happens to be used for the windows and that of the gate. But because most of them are dummy, we have the wooden ones here to replace them. By using this one, it should compel you to ask a simple question. Simple question to go through is that we're looking at 21st century when we're talking about the sea breeze in contact with metal getting rusted. So this happened to be the size or the thickness of it now. Question to be asked, what was its original size at the time that it was brought in from the 14th to the 16th century? It goes down to a place called the Door of No Return. Here, they meant it for the enslaved women who did survive rather than at the time of the ship. That was when they had to walk them down to the ship. So then, the women were coming down. So then, this happened to be the test. That was third. As we talk now, it's no more negotiable. There's a drainage right there to place for water to act anytime it's needed. The women coming from this side, the men also came from the other side. They were all changed, irrespective of their age. Made them to walk through the small door that we have there. What will be going there very soon? But before we do see the door of no return, this place we all stand. Then it happens to be the emotional aspect of it, or the standard aspect. The reason is so is that with this side, it happens to be an aspect. When we talk about the base of it, what is going to happen to them in the other way. So through that, there was a high rate of commitment on the side. So the point is that nobody could withstand the pain and commitment that we're going through what they do in the command. So we're going to see the door of no return. What should that be? Happens to be the door of no return. Now, with the exception of this method, which they gave to them was only to sustain them. And also, with the condition they made them to go through in the diamonds for 3 months and more. No matter who they were, we're going to reduce wood to fit with what we see right there. So with that point, they made sure no enslaved African brought the same day was sold the same day. Have to go to their relatives for 3 months or more, or they have to pass to the south. Now, with the point of them taking them to New York, we had an exception that it happens to be a change of environment. And being a change of environment, the probability of some of them dying in their way home could be high. If you're going to make a ship overloaded, so on their way home, there should be shortage of anything happening to the ship. Some of them were trying to see, trying to move on. It even became worse when they had to introduce the insurance company. Then when they died, and when they are being paid by the insurance company. And also, irrespective of their age, the enslaved Africans were changed once the innocent moved. So when they are way going, the more they are stopped, the ship will already capsize. The more the ship capsizes, there is a foot of this metal in the hand, neck, or the don't forget, this is a thing. It is so soft. Anything twisted with metal will be the issue of. Don't also forget about the seafood when they come in contact with the metal with plastic.
I don't know what was happening. But like over the years, did people start to know that where they were going? Like kind of an idea and the treatment they would get there? Like, because I figured people talk, the ship people, they talk to the people here, and like people would start to know what was going to befall them. Is that what happened? Would people know?
What happened was that at the initial stage, nobody knew what was happening. But the point is that for them to be taking the new one, nobody knows until
the new one. Yes. Yeah, sure.
So the later part that they got to know, that was when they started to rebel against them. And the rebellion against them now resulted them to be killed. Nidani. To serve as a lesson for those Nidani not to make sure they rebel against them. So we're going there. They had actually a prison, Servitude, as a way of killing those who were trying to.
Yeah. Okay. Because they started to know what was happening.
Exactly.
Well, you know it's not taking me. You know it's not going to be good.
Just like they showed in Roots, when they went in high, when they would see the white men come in.
That's right. So we're going there. Sure. So what you had once again has to do is to compare what happened in there. But with the exception of that place being the prison, all the rooms that we do have down there was where they did divide the 600 men to be held in there. And then the middle of it happens to be their church. That was a Catholic church for the Pope. What the third part of this was at that time. The Dutch were the second Europeans who fought against Portuguese and this were the first. When the Dutch took over, they were not happy. They have spent resources. When they took over, they converted the Catholic Church we see right there to be their slave market, where they were now offering the enslaved Africans right in the former church. Now let's compare the prisoners. Now, with this side, which I did decide to be a prison for their own European soldiers who misbehaved. Some of them got drunk, went beyond the reach of the grace. So anybody who was found cultural, the person was brought back to be found. But for this side, when the punishment is over, they do with it. The gate proof happens to be the original metal gate. And these are some of the old metal bars. Just look at the spacing aspect of it and do your own imagination. How well would the place be ventilated? And let's see the next one. No food, no water. Nobody came out from this place alive. And the point is that by nature, we all cannot die at the same time. So if one person is dead, meaning those who are not dead look on a dead colleague to wait for their time to die. So these are some of the factors. The answer is no, they don't. The reason being so is that, all the enslaved Africans were held down. What happened was what they kept. They were sleeping. Now look at how busy the place is. There's no way to put anything down. Because all the British entered through the windows and doors. That is, they have more weight for all the rooms that we see right there. But this now is a bookshop. So we're going to have the next 2 minutes to have a quick look. But if you want to read more about the history of the slavery in this, not in the African perspective,